So we're going to be looking at question 1 of the grade 12 mathematics paper 2, which was for 2022 GCE. Okay, so the paper that we have is right here, and we are going to look at question 1 only. Of course, we're going to have a series of videos after this one, where we're going to talk about each and every question. But in this video, we only focus on question 1. So question 1 is asking us to express 6 over x minus 2 minus 2 over x minus 4 as a single fraction in its lowest terms. Then b of 1 is asking us to evaluate the integral. Okay, so this type of integral that we have, of course, is a definite integral. Okay, so um, the first one, 1a, we have that's 6 over x minus 2 minus 2 over x minus 4. So we have to express this as a single fraction in its lowest terms. So the idea of expressing an expression as a single fraction, it's is kind of general in some way. There are some rules that we have to follow. Of course, you can do it in so many ways, but there's a method that I'm going to recommend that is more like it's a general idea. Like you can apply that method to to uh, any expression that you're given. Okay, so now let's say we are given something like let's say we are given something like a. I'm going to use letters for expressions. Let's say we're given a. Okay, then here I'm going to say plus or minus, because the sign is not always plus or it's not always minus. It can be plus or minus, so we use both cases. Okay, then here let me have b. So let's say divide by a over c here. Then here we say d, like that. If I'm to put that expression there as a single fraction, what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to multiply the major diagonal. Okay, then I'm going to multiply the minor diagonal as well. Okay, then I'm also going to multiply the denominators together. Okay, so let's do this step by step. Now we multiply the major diagonal, meaning it's a times d, which is going to give us 8d. Okay, then we maintain the signs there. Then we also multiply the minor diagonal, which is what, which is cb. Okay, like that. Then what follows is that we now multiply the denominators, which is c and let me use a different color, which is c and d there. Okay, what are we going to get? We're going to get cd, like that. So we have expressed this as a single what, as a single fraction. From this you now have that. So this is the idea. No matter what you have, like no matter what you have here, so if you observe, we had our a plus or minus, we have b there, we have c, and we have d. Multiply these two, multiply those two, and multiply those, then just put them together. So that's the idea. Regardless of what type of expression you are given, just use that and you're going to come up you're going to get the result that you need to get. So that's the same thing that we are going to do here. So we're going to multiply the 6 multiplied by the x minus 4, which is this one there. Okay, then multiply these two as well, but again maintain the sign. Okay, so we're going to put 2 here, open bracket. That will be x minus 2. One of the mistakes that you can make is by saying minus 2x minus 2, like that. Don't make such a mistake. The 2 is multiplying in everything here, so you need to see this more like a c as it was here. Okay, everything here is just more like a single term. All right, so make sure to say you don't make such a mistake. So we multiply the denominators as well, which is just x minus 2 there. Okay, then you're going to have x minus 4. So we can expand the we can, this in itself is correct, it's okay, you can leave it like that, but the question is asking us to like break it down to its simplest form. So you're going to have your 6x here minus 6 multiplied by 4, that is 24. Okay, 6 multiplied by 4, that is 24 there, minus, so this is going to be 2x. Okay, then here you're going to say 2 multiplied by 2, that would be 4. So now the question is it positive 4 or negative 4? If you observe, you have a negative here. Okay, you have a negative here and you have a negative. Negative times negative becomes what? Becomes positive. Okay, so divide by x minus 2 and x minus 4, like that. So down here, um, this is just going to end up to be, when you correct the like terms, you're going to have like your 6 minus, your 6x minus 2x minus 24 plus 4, divide by your x minus 2, then you have your x minus 4, like that. So now this is going to be, your 6x minus 2x is going to be 4x, then minus 24 plus 4, that will give you minus 20. Okay, it's a thing whereby you have two different signs, you just subtract and maintain the sign of the bigger number, so you still maintain the denominator as it is, your x minus 4, like that, and this happens to be the solution that we were looking for. And one thing that's really nice about this one is that you are able to prove your answers. So if you have your 4x here minus 20, divide by what? Divide by your x minus 2, multiply by x minus 4. If I'm to say I prove to say my solution is correct, let me erase everything here apart from the question itself. So we are going to break the answer that we have down into is equivalent partial fractions. Of course, maybe you might not have done breaking down into partial fractions, but you might find it at a certain stage in your journey as you do mathematics. Okay, so here you're going to have your x minus 2, then that will be your x minus 4, like that. So we're going to say equals to, this is a single fraction. It's more like you're given a single fraction, then they're asking you to write it as what, as like you separate it. It's no longer a single fraction, you write it in this form, from this form. So as we break this down, this should give us 6 over that and 2 over that, meaning we are correct. So because I don't know what what I have here in terms of like this one, I'm going to say it is a over, you can use any letter of your choice, so it's going to be a over, so I'm going to divide by x minus 2, then that would be like, I'm going to say plus, don't follow the minus here, I'm going to say plus, I'll just say b divide by what, divide by x minus 4. So you don't always write it like this, it depends on the type of expression that you have here. You can have a quadratic expression, there are so many types and I don't think we can talk about them right now. We'll talk about them at a later stage. So now what we do is that I'm going to put everything here in brackets. Okay, so I'm going to multiply everything by what, by this denominator that we have here, so which is what, your x minus 2 multiplied by your x minus what, minus 4. So you observe to say if you multiply this whole thing by what, by that, this and that are going to cancel out. I believe you agree with me on that one. So you're just going to remain with what, your 4x minus what, minus 20 is equals to, so if you multiply the a over 2, I mean your a over x minus 2 by this one, this one and this one are going to cancel out and you're going to remain with what, you're going to remain with a open bracket your x minus what, x minus 4 plus, same applies to this one. If you multiply the b over x minus 4 by x minus 2 multiplied by x minus 4, this one and this one are going to cancel out, so you're going to remain with what, you're going to remain with your x minus what, x minus 2. Okay, so now how do you continue from here? You observe to say you have your x minus 2 and you have your what, your x minus 4. So let's find our values of x from here. So meaning your x is going to be equals to what, your x can be positive 2 or your x can be what, can be positive 4. So now you try out substituting your x is equals to 2 and your x is equals to 4, each of them like step by step. So here you're going to say 4 open bracket, let me start with the 2, you're going to have a 2 minus 20 there is equals to, you're going to have your a, that would be your x, let's say x there, let me say 2 minus, we have a 4 there because you're substituting with a 2 there, that would be plus b, that would be your x is a 2 minus 2, like that. So you observe to say this goes to 0. So now 4 times 2 is 8. Okay, you're going to get 8 here minus what, minus 20 is equals to, so this is going to be a, 2 minus 4 is negative 2, so this is going to be negative 2a. Okay, this will be negative 2 what? Negative 2a. So we're going to say 8 minus 20, we are going to get minus 12. So this will be minus 12 is equals to minus 2. Then you'll have a here, a there, minus 2a. So divide by negative 2, divide by negative 2 both sides. This goes, that and that goes. A into 12 is what? A into 12 is what? Is 6. So you observe to say your a is what? Your a is 6. We have found the 6 there. Now let's try to find our b. Let's try to find our b. To find our b, I believe we have to substitute with 4. So we're going to say 4 multiplied by 4 there minus 20 is equals to a. Then you're going to have a 4 minus 4 there. Then plus b, you're going to have a 4 minus 2 like that. So you observe to say this goes to 0. So 4 times 4 is 16. 4 by 4 is 16. Okay. 4 times 4 it's a 16. So we're going to get minus let me just complete it from here. We have like 16 minus 20 is equals to, we have a 0 there, then we have like a b. So 4 minus 2 is a 2, so we're going to have 2 what? 2b. So now 16 minus 20 is simply minus what? Minus 4, which gives us what? 2b. So divide both sides by 2 like that. You observe to say your b is equals to what? Negative 2. So you find that at this point your b is equals to what? Negative 2, and which means that we are correct. If you observe, we have a 6 here, which is a positive 6. We have a negative 2, which is this negative that we have here, and the 2 that we have right there. So of course all this was so unnecessary, but you might need to show at some point. Let me just say you're just solving, not necessarily that it's a test or an exam, but you just want to be sure that what you are solving is really true. You can use this method to like reverse the whole process, so that you could have shown to say your answer was what? Your answer was correct. Okay, so now let's talk about question B of question 1. B was asking us to evaluate. We have 2 there and negative 3. Then we have 4 minus 3x squared dx. So the first thing that we have to do when you're talking about definite integrals is that you have to integrate, of course. After you integrate, then you evaluate at the given limits that you have. So we're given from negative 3 to what? To 2. So it's like we are going to subtract a smaller number from the bigger number after we integrate. So here, as we integrate this is just going to be 4x, okay, minus, you're going to have, you're supposed to say initially, of course, for me, I already know that the answer is x to the power 3. X to the power 3, but someone might wonder to say, how are you coming up with the x to the power 3? It's simple. You have your x here squared. So as you integrate, remember the power increases by 1. Then you do the same on the denominator. You're going to have your 2 plus what? 2 plus 1. This gives you what? 3x to the power 3 divided by 3. The 3 goes and the 3 goes. It just turns out to be what? X to the power 3. So it's like you have your 4x minus x to the power 3. Then you evaluate at what? From 2 to what? Negative 3 there. So here's how you write it. We are going to say open bracket. This would be what? 4 open bracket. You put 2 here. Minus. You put 2 to the power 3 there. You close minus. Then you're going to say 4 open bracket. Where there's x now you put minus 3. Minus. Then you're going to put minus 3 there to the power 3. Once again, let me show you something. Don't make a mistake again. If you see to say I'm substituting with minus 3 there, don't come and say 4 minus 3 there, then you just say minus, then you put 3 to the power 3 like that. That is wrong. This negative is different from this negative that we have there. So both of the negatives have to be shown at some point. We really have to pay attention on that one. Okay, so what do we get? At this point we get 8 this side minus 8 minus, you're going to get minus 12 minus, this is going to give us minus 27 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, like 3 times 3 times 3 is going to be 27, and it's negative because the power is an odd number, so that will still be maintained as the negative. Okay, so we have 4 times 2 gave us 8, then 2 to the power 3, still gave us 8. So at this point we get a 0. So we're going to have minus, open bracket, we have minus 12, then we have plus what? Plus 27. Okay, so we have your minus 12 plus 27. What do we get? We get something like is it 15? Yeah, we get 15. So I get minus positive 15, then we multiply, you're going to get negative what? Negative 15. Therefore, uh, evaluating this, we have found that evaluating that uh, gave us what? Gave us minus 15. If I might have made a mistake somewhere, maybe on the computation, um, please leave the correct that you feel is the correct answer in the description below, and we'll try to reason from there. Otherwise, that's all in this video. Make sure to say you subscribe and ring the notification bell so that each and every time we upload new content, you'll be given an update. And as I said, as I was starting this video, we are going to do each and every question one by one, so we'll have like a playlist for this particular paper alone. So thank you very much for watching.